Welcome to Leap into Literacy, Bite-Sized Learning. I'm Carla McNeil, the Director of Learning Matters. Today, I'm going to teach you what a syllable is. I'm going to build your understanding of the 7 syllable types, and I will also share with you 3 tips that we hope are helpful for helping your children at home or your students. Let's begin by ensuring we have an understanding of what a syllable is. This may seem very simple, but it is important that we realise syllables vary in their complexity, and it is also important for us to be able to explain this to our students and our children. Syllables are parts of spoken words. They always have a vowel sound in them, or letters that represent the vowel sound. For example, in the word kiwi, kiwi has 2 syllables. The vowel sound in both syllables is E, but is represented by the I letter. My name, Carla, has 2 syllables, Carla. I wonder how many syllables are in your name or your child's name. I wonder who has the most syllables in their name in your family. What about in your pets' names? How many syllables do they have? In our ideal approach to structured literacy, we teach the 7 syllable types through a scope and sequence, a systematic teaching order from simple to more complex. We now know that learning about syllable types will really help us to read and spell words. Vowels are also really important for us to understand. A child can start to learn basic syllable types, such as open and closed syllables, as soon as they have foundation skills in letters and sounds. It is also important that they can articulate or say these sounds. The first thing you would do is check that your child or your student can say the sound that matches the symbols or the letters that you're seeing, and vice versa. They need to know that A says A as well as A, and so on for E, I, O, and U. And they also need to know that sometimes other letters make vowel sounds. For example, the Y in cry, shy, and butterfly. It sounds like a long E sound in these words: lady, baby, and crazy. It is also important that our children and students know their consonant sounds. For example, they know that the B letter says B and vice versa. This poster shows us the 7 syllable types we'll be focusing on during this bite-sized learning video. You may access this on our website. Let's begin by learning our first syllable type, a closed syllable. A closed syllable contains a short vowel sound that is produced by only one vowel. For example, the rug of rugby, in rug, g, the vowel sound is short. It is short because it is trapped by the G. The consonant after the vowel is trapping the vowel and stopping it from saying its name. So in a closed syllable, the vowel sound is always short. In the second syllable type that we'll look at, this is what we call an open syllable. An open syllable contains a long vowel sound produced by a vowel that sits at the end of the syllable. So the my in Milo, I, we hear the long vowel sound at the end of the syllable, and we know that it's a long vowel sound because there is no consonant guard trapping that sound. Here is a little bit more of an example to explain this a wee bit more. If I read down this list of words, wet, bet, met, it, I'm saying short vowel sounds in these closed syllable words. Or they could be a closed syllable, as in the bet could be the first syllable of better. Let's have a look what happens when we take away that consonant guard in this list of syllables or words. The wet becomes we, and it is transformed into an open syllable. We, be, me. You can hear the long vowel sound at the end of the syllable or word. Let's now look at our third syllable type, the silent E syllable. There's nothing magic about this. All too often we hear this being called a magic E. Silent E has many jobs, and one of those jobs is to help a vowel sound continue to make a long sound. So you can see in this example, in the word combine, the bine syllable is a silent E syllable type, B-I-N. The job of the E in this syllable is to make the vowel sound say its name, because if that E wasn't there, we would say bin, and it would change the meaning of our syllable and, in turn, our word. Our next syllable type is consonant LE. This is the final syllable. It is always in the final syllable, and you will hear it in words such as table, bubble, maple. The E is silent again in this case. It does not affect the vowel in the first syllable. The job of the E in this consonant LE syllable type is to act as the vowel. Remember, I told you earlier, every syllable must have a vowel. R-controlled syllable type. There are many different R-controlled sounds. In this example, ta-tia, we hear that the R is controlling the vowel. In this syllable, it contains a vowel that is followed by an R. The R controls the sound that the vowel makes in this syllable. And that affects the way, particularly, that we would read through this particular word. Long vowel syllables. Long vowel syllables contain a vowel team. That means there will be more than one vowel sound in here. Listen to this. Rail. A, l. We have to have that second vowel as in the AI, because if we didn't have the I, we would read that rel, being a closed syllable. Some vowel teams also have a consonant, but make a long vowel sound. Listen carefully to this. Way, w-a. So the job of the Y is to help that A say its long sound. Now let's talk about diphthongs. A diphthong is where we have a vowel team or a vowel consonant team that produces a new sound or sounds. So the oi of oyster, we don't say oh yeah or oh yeah. We bring together that vowel and that consonant to create a brand new sound. That's what a diphthong is. So in a diphthong syllable type, the syllable contains that diphthong sound, just like in oyster. Or listen to this one, enjoyable. You hear enjoy, j-oy, the diphthong sitting in that syllable. Here is an example of a word that is made up of 3 syllables. All 3 are closed syllables. Fan, tas, tick. You can hear a short vowel sound in all of those syllables because it is blocked by a consonant guard. Just by teaching students about closed syllables enables them to get into so many multisyllabic words that they wouldn't otherwise be able to get into. How can you help your child at home? Here's syllable tip Number 1. You might like to head on over to YouTube to learn a little bit more about syllable types. Go to Nessie on YouTube. There are some great videos that you can watch alongside your children and your students that will help further cement your learning and understanding of syllable types. These are short, bite-sized videos that are really fun and somewhat interactive. Syllable Types Tip 2. You might like to use your children's favorite magazine, cut images into parts, representing the syllables. For example, if you were to cut out the image of the girl with the horse, your focus word might be bridle. Bridle. There are 2 syllables in bridle, so you might cut the image into 2 pieces so that you can put them back together. We now know that the 2 syllable types in bridle are bri, b, r, I, an open syllable, and dill, d, l, consonant, L-E. And my third tip for you is that you might want to get really serious about teaching the necessary skills for learning syllable types and to lead into syllable division with our syllable split activity available online at learningmatters.co.nz. This is a wonderful resource with 10 pre-planned teaching sessions for you. They're bite-sized activities that you and your children will really enjoy repeating over and over to assist their learning in this area. Thank you so much for joining me in this bite-sized video. I hope you found it really useful and a good introduction to the 7 syllable types. I hope it's also given you a few tips that you might go away and use at home or use with your students.